Greetings and salutations to the podcast world. Welcome to the greatest podcast in the history of podcast
ever.
My name is Aaron Kollick, and I will be your host for this amazing session of this one time at summer camp. I'm with my two great friends, John and Jeff, who are going to introduce themselves in just a minute with our awesome get to know you question. You guys ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. John, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. By the way, before we start, John has made these amazing apple cider in an apple drinks. Which is just amazing. I think people don't realize how crafty John is, both with food and with
what was that word you used?
Crafty.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, here you go. So,
making sure.
Yeah, you're good. All right, guys. My wife and I love the month of October. It's one of our favorite months of the year. And one of the things we like to do is there's just movies we always watch during this month. Usually like Halloween movies, but then there's other like fall movies and stuff like that. We're gonna broaden it out just for you guys a little bit here. What is a movie you could watch over and over and over again, no matter what? So you think
Space
about
Jam.
Okay, you stop it. You think about it. Are you saying that because
still my answer?
Michael Jordan documentary is on in the background. Let's see. My name is Aaron Kolwick, and I was the former program director for Briarwood and Camp Stony. A movie I could watch over and over and over again, no matter what time of year, no matter what's going on, is The Princess Bride. In my opinion, it is the perfect movie. I think it is an amazing movie, and I love every bit of it. I could quote you almost the entire thing.
I've never seen it.
Please tell me you're lying to me.
I never lie.
Oh my god,
Aaron, you're gonna be really disappointed. I haven't seen the whole thing either.
I've
seen
guys
parts,
kidding
but not
me?
all of it.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the worst.
I'm not a princess, and I don't do diaries.
That's not what I said at all. Oh gosh, fine. One of you jack wagons go.
Go for it, John.
That's you, Jeff. Oh, I got it.
Beat him to it.
My name is John. I'm the former program director at Luther Heights Bible Camp in the beautiful state of Idaho. Now I don't do that, but I wish I was. Oh man, movie that I could watch. I don't watch a whole lot of movies.
John's answer to be, well, I taped myself fishing one time, so I just like to watch that on repeat.
Sometimes, there you go. The movie that I like to watch is flipping through my camera roll at all the fish that I catch. That's my favorite movie.
Oh my gosh, John. Do you really not watch movies a lot?
Let's see. I can pick a movie. I will sit down and watch Space Jam anytime. I won't. I'm never the person that's like, hey, let's sit down and watch a movie. Never. But like if Space Jam is playing and I'm in the area, I'll probably sit and watch it.
Oh, is that Bugs Bunny I hear? Along with
Space Jam.
NBA superstar Michael Jordan? Believe I'll have a sit.
Ooh, look at that
there's
apple.
a fancy drink.
That looks like a bug. All right.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, Jeff, how about you?
All right. Well, I'm Jeff Thompson. I'm the current program director at Lutherdale in Wisconsin. I also worked at Sugar Creek in Wisconsin. Man, I'm between two movies. I kind of got two of them, so I'm going to say both.
Name them both. Yeah,
because
them both.
I could watch one or the other depending on what mood I'm in. So either the original Avengers, because it's just like a feel good. It's got all the classic tropes that you want.
The original Avengers from like 1960s?
No, like Avengers. Not any of the new Avengers, the original Avengers. Or my favorite like Christmas time, Valentine's Day movie is Love Actually, and I could watch that year round all the time. I love
it's a
it.
terrible movie.
It's so
Ooh.
good. It's so bad, but so good.
Oh, it's terrible.
Okay, I gotta trust Aaron's judgment because he's watched like at least 6 more movies than I've ever watched.
It's got Liam Neeson. That's all you need.
Who?
Oh no, John, this is the worst. It's no you question for John. No, I get it. A lot of people like the movie. My other movie, because since you said two, my other one I always flip between is The Sting with Robert Redford and Paul Newman, which is an old movie, but it's
You're just
super
making
good
up names.
Okay, even
You do that
have
a
to-
lot.
Did that come out in the 80s, 70s?
60s.
Oh, he was born then.
Oh my
nice.
god, you guys are the worst. So Jeff, I believe you are super ready to give us our camp hack.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready, guys. So, one of my least favorite things about camp is when, like, camping and being at camp is when my feet get wet. And, like, that's
Yeah.
why I exclusively wear Chacos. I hate wet feet. I hate it. It's just the feeling of it, all of it. So, after years of practice and trial and error, I figured out the best way for me to always, like, quick dry my shoes out. And it was newspapers.
Dude.
More than anything else, you take a bunch of newspapers and you shove them in your shoes if they're wet, and they dry out so fast.
Really?
Yeah. Not
I've
paper,
done that to get
not
I've
like
done it to get
clothes.
smells out.
Yeah, no, newspaper. They just somehow, like, I don't know what it is, but they really pull the moisture out of your shoe. And I want to say, like, within an hour, your wet shoes are good to go.
Now tell me, what's a newspaper?
It's a really dry and dead piece of media.
Aaron, you were alive in the 80s. You know what newspapers are.
Oh my gosh. I've never heard of that, to dry your shoe. I've done it. I've heard it for like getting odors out of your shoe, which I always felt like didn't work.
Yeah, I don't think it
You
gets
got
rid of
smelly
odors,
feet.
but wet. It gets rid of the wet. So, or just wear Chacos,
That's
which
really-
is far superior to
Does
wearing
the-
actual shoes. So,
Mm.
Does the ink bleed?
no,
No?
not that I
Only one way
noticed.
to find out.
But I would also
John,
like
I
dig in my
want you
shoes
to
and
take-
look and see, oh, is there ink in there? I just put my foot back in and say, oh, it's dry. Cool.
John, I want you to take your boots and submerge them in water, and then I want you to stick newspapers in there, and you let us know if you get ink inside of your boots.
You know,
Got
I'm
so
gonna
many holes.
I'm
in
gonna
my
say I don't know
shoes.
if it'll work for boots. It's more like tennis shoes with that type of material on them.
That's not
I'll
what
try
you
it.
just
I'll try it.
All right,
Yeah.
John,
just told me.
prove us right, wrong. I don't
Just
know.
prove us.
Prove it.
Just prove us. Awesome, Jeff. Thank you for that camp hack. Yeah. John, moving right along, I think you are ready to give us another amazing camp story.
Okay. So here's what it's going to be, like a round robin of 3 mini stories.
Oh my
You ready?
gosh, I'm
I
excited for this.
love it.
And you got to think on your feet really quick with these.
Oh wait,
ones.
we got to give 3 responses?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, 3 responses, 1 to each of the 3
Ooh.
stories.
I like
Okay.
it.
And it's got to be quick.
Are the stories
like,
all interconnected, or are they?
in a way, they have a lot to do with being prepared and then
Okay.
like unpredictable
Okay.
situations.
Jeff,
in
I feel like
the
we need to
woods.
decide now which one of us is going to go first for each story. So one of us has to go first twice. I propose.
You go first twice. Okay, cool.
Hey,
No.
good job, Aaron.
I'm the host.
Thanks,
So
Aaron.
I get to decide. I'll go first twice.
All right, let's do this, John. I'm excited.
All right. So first story. Okay. So at Luther Heights, the season is cut at October because we start to get a ton of snow up there. I mean, like feet and feet of snow that we can't get into. Couple of different reasons. We just don't have enough programming in the winter to run up there, and the Forest Service and our permit doesn't allow us to work in the summer or work in the winter up there. But there's still like buildings and things that we need to keep an eye on, the property that we need to keep an eye on. So we have to make our way up there at some point in the winter. And one of the ways, or well, there's a few ways to do it. I've skied into camp, like cross country ski. I've snowshoed into camp.
Same.
But this situation was with my good buddy Tyler, who we've had on the show before. We rented snowmobiles. Now I'll tell you right now, this was one of the first times, maybe it was the first time that Tyler has ever been on a snow machine. That has nothing to do with this story.
I love that you called it a snow machine. Like snow that's machine. Such a broad spectrum of what it could be.
Right. So we get up to, there's a place that you can rent them up in the valley there, and you can stay the night in one of their cabins. We get up there, we stay the night, and then that next morning we get up early, we get on the snowmobiles, and we head towards camp. It's about 5-6 miles from where we were staying to get into camp. So we get on our way. We're going to clean snow off roofs, everything like that. We get into camp, and we're both really hot. I mean, there's a ton of snow everywhere, but I mean, like it's work to get into the camp through the snow. Like even after you get off the snowmobile, like you're climbing through snow and you heat up really quick. So we get really thirsty. We go back to our snowmobile. We realize we have no water whatsoever. What do you do?
I would immediately take the snow and gather it in some sort of plastic thing. And
okay.
Like a Ziploc bag or a tarp or something that you could like it contain the water. And then I would hold it up to the sun and say, God, bestow upon me the nourishment that I need to live. And I would poke a hole and then just and then let the water drip down and drink.
Okay.
Or, just eat the snow.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot smarter than what I was said. Mine was to just eat the snow. That's what I would do. If you know, if you hold it in your mouth long enough, it just kind of melts and then it's water. So
I mean, yeah, but you get brain freeze, don't you?
Nah, dude.
Yes.
I need to watch you eat a snow cone, just like
snow cone is different from snow, though. Like,
is it? Because I feel like it's the same thing.
Hey, I'm from Wisconsin. I've done this a lot. All right, eating snow is not bad. You just make sure it's not yellow and just pop it in.
So I will say, we did both of those things. Well, not the whole God holding it up to God, that kind of thing. That was not what we were thinking of in the moment, I guess. We did try to eat snow. It was very cold.
Yeah.
But we still got some water out of it. And then we found like one of those heat lamps.
Oh, yeah.
And put a bunch of snow in a bucket and put the heat lamp on the snow and melted snow.
Was it funky tasting?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be weird water.
Okay. So my
next nailed
one.
it. Good job, Jeff. We're 1 for 1.
You did
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Which one was it again? Okay, so we're up in the woods. We get into camp after a long winter, very long winter that year, and start walking around camp, and there are giant holes everywhere, like in the pass, off the pass, next to the cabins, next to the dining hall, everywhere. We're trying to figure out what these are. I know immediately what it is.
Holes in the ground?
Like holes in the ground, like den.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Like, oh shoot, I know exactly what this is. And then we see it. We see a family of badgers.
Yeah.
Climb out of a hole next to one of the cabins that we would have had kids in, and just scurry into another hole. There were like 6 badgers there, and we could not get these badgers to move. We tried burying the holes. We tried like pushing them towards the back of camp, or like, getting more movement around the holes when obviously the badgers weren't really there, but trying to be seen more and make more of a human footprint so the badgers would leave. They would not. They had claimed this camp as their own. And badgers, I mean, well, we got somebody from Wisconsin here. They know about badgers. But they would not move. And they were getting dangerously close. There were many run-ins where the badgers would start hissing and like growling at people that walked by them. Or you'd be walking out of your cabin in the morning and come upon like a full-grown badger just staring at you, and so you'd run back in your cabin scared for your life. What do? You have a badger infestation at camp.
Well, yeah. So I don't actually know a lot about badgers, even though I'm in Wisconsin.
That's your state animal.
I'm from Minnesota. Okay, I just live in Wisconsin.
But you live in Wisconsin.
What's the state animal of Minnesota?
Your mom.
Oh no! I don't think that's true at all. But if it is, that's really cool.
It is really cool.
You should ask her.
No. So okay, we've dealt a lot with woodchucks. That's kind of what we deal with here. But it's a similar thing where they get to be pests, and it's more damage to the camp buildings. If they're digging their holes underneath, they can really damage the structure. So while it would be nice to get rid of them peacefully, like sometimes you just have to take care of them because they are pests and they're getting to be a problem, and getting rid of them peacefully hasn't worked. So one thing I know about woodchucks, and I'm guessing might be the same about badgers, is if they eat gum, it clogs up their system and they die. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
you can
bait traps with like a piece of turkey and gum in there, or like peanut butter and gum, or just whatever and gum, and it will kill them. So yeah, I'd probably just bait them because I don't want to like do poison. That's a little, I don't know.
Well, then you got to clean it up too.
So gum does that to like woodchucks?
Yeah.
I'm never chewing gum again.
Oh my gosh, that is. I know about the gum being bad for animals. That's why you don't allow gum in camp. It's a lot of animals will do that. Well, I think what I would do is I would try to figure out exactly what a badger loves to eat. Not honey badger. What a badger loves to eat the most. Which might be honey. I have no idea.
Children.
I'm not from Wisconsin. And then I would gather as much of that as I could into a pile, into a large open area. And much like herding sheep, I would gather them into this pen.
Tell me about herding sheep.
It's much like you have to put a bunch of food into a pen, and then they automatically go to it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's why the shepherd industry died out. Someone figured that out, and it was easy to do.
Correct.
So I would get them all in, and then boom, new camp attraction, Badger Petting Zoo.
Badger World.
Yeah, Badger World. The Badger Bonanza, as it were. By the way, fun fact: Minnesota doesn't actually have a state animal.
Yeah, take that.
They have a state bird and a state fish.
Isn't the state bird a loon?
It is a loon. What's the state fish?
Oh, I don't know that.
A loon.
A walleye.
Yeah.
Walrus?
Yep.
A walrus. Oh yeah, a walleye for sure.
What's your state tree?
Is it oak?
No, that's no.
Telephone towers.
Red pine.
Oh, I should have known that.
You should have known that. Come on.
I'm literally from the town Pine Island. That's my hometown.
Come on.
Yeah.
Pine Island.
Yeah.
All right.
What'd they name it that?
I don't know.
All the badgers.
All the red pines.
All right, so the
John,
badgers.
tell us what you do with the badgers.
Yeah, what do we do with the badgers?
Man.
Just plug up the holes and then they go find another home.
So that's what we tried to do.
Did you give them money?
We literally could do nothing, and I will say that at some points we did need to take care of these badgers with forceful means, because we contacted the Fish and Game. We got a hold of them saying, we've got this problem, what can we do? They said, we're really not going to send somebody out there to take care of this for you. Just do it in a safe way and don't make us come out there. and like get after you. So we did it in one of the Idaho ways that we know how.
With
But
potatoes?
eventually, what?
With potatoes?
Yeah, we fed them mashed potatoes and they just left. Um,
Oh God.
but eventually, I mean, they just kept coming back that this wasn't working. This option was not working. And so we just had to keep filling in holes. At one point, one of our options was what we called the Badger Bat. We never actually used this bat on anything, but people were on Badger Patrol and they'd take the Badger Bat with them, and really they'd just fill in holes and like.
This is how we lost viewers.
I'm so sorry if you're offended right now. PETA, don't come after us.
If you are a badger, I am so sorry for.
We didn't hit them. We did not hit them. It was more of a. We didn't actually use the.
It's like you
bat
pretending
on
to
the
be
badgers.
big, you know, with a bear. You just hold a bat.
Right.
I got you.
Eventually, the badgers just took off. One day there was
What?
20, 30 of them on site. Next day, we couldn't find a badger if we needed to. Like,
do badgers migrate?
apparently.
So I did quickly Google this. I said, how to get rid of a badger. And there's a website, and their article is called How to Get Rid of a Badger by Diana K. Williams from hunker.com.
This sounds great.
And it talks about the American badger, also known as a Taxidea taxus.
Oh, yeah.
They said the three things to do are to close the buffet. So basically take away their food source.
Oh, campers?
And so like
Oh.
you have, well, if you have things like depressions where water goes and like frogs get in there and stuff like that, they love that kind of stuff.
They love frogs?
They prefer to hunt in open areas without trees. They love small mammals like
in the
mice.
middle of trees.
It says they love mice, rabbits, squirrels, pocket gophers, and frogs.
Oh, okay. We do have a lot of like little gophers.
Yeah, there you go. It says to put a lot of light. They are nocturnal. And then it says, John,
Yours were
not
rabid
these-
then, man.
to fill up the holes.
We
Are
did
you sure
all
those
of
were
that.
badgers? Are you
They were
positive?
for sure badgers.
Really? Where were they?
They could have been rabid because we
Someone
saw
fact
them
check
in the
us that
middle
was
of the
there.
day.
It
Like
just
that's a sure sign of rabies.
Yeah.
If you see a nocturnal animal in the middle
Yeah.
of the day, like
Also,
Yeah.
like going against normal patterns.
Well, it says they feed at night is what it says. I don't know if it's nocturnal, but
me too.
anyways,
All
give us your third story, John.
right, third story. So one of the great ministries that camp does is hosted ministries. We have groups that come on site, and our staff gets to play host. They do dishes, they clean, they lead activities like they would with campers. They're just not in the cabin with these groups, and a lot of the times these groups have their own program going on, so we are literally just hosting them. We had a group come on site, and one of it was a religious group. One of their faith practices was that they could not have caffeine. We do have a large coffee pot at camp, and it is marked coffee. At one point during the weekend,
Yes.
I see many of these folks going to the coffee pot, pouring some of it, and then mixing hot cocoa in with it.
No.
Again, it clearly says coffee on it, and I'm just thinking, it's fine. They,
Hot water.
they might be coffee drinkers, and that's fine. Even though it's like fairly common that they do not drink coffee. So this group is basically making mochas for themselves all weekend with this. And eventually, we've just got to cut that off, but we've got to come clean about it. What do you do?
Wait, they didn't realize. Wait, hold on. I have a clarifying question here.
They did not realize, no.
That it was coffee? What did they think it was?
No clue.
Oh my gosh, that was.
They continued to go into it. I don't know if they thought it was decaf. I don't know if they what.
Because they just can't have caffeine. It could be decaf coffee, and that'd be okay for them.
Even decaf has a little bit of caffeine in it. All right.
What do you do?
I would find whoever the leader of this particular retreat is, and I'd say, "Hey, could I borrow you for just a moment? I just wanted to chat with you real quick when you have a convenient time." And so, if it was at that moment, I'd pull them aside and be like, "Hey, I just noticed that some of your participants have been drinking from our marked coffee pot. You know, the one that says coffee right there, that and COFFEE, right there, coffee pot. And I just want to let you guys know that is indeed what it is labeled. That is coffee. I know in the past, caffeine has kind of been on the ixnay list, so just kind of wanted to double check that you still want that coffee pot there." And then I would see how they react. If they were like, "Oh my gosh, we thought it was decaf," or "We thought it was really tasty water," or "We thought I didn't realize they were doing that," I'd be like, "You know what? I'm so sorry that happened. I guess we just can talk about that next time, but I'll just go ahead and take it out of here right now."
Okay. Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
get creative.
I'm going to.
I'm going to.
I would
Just
find out who made the coffee. I would start there. Because there's got to be a staff member who makes it. So it's John. John made the coffee. All right.
I make the coffee.
I would take the coffee and I would slowly, through the rest of the time, start watering it down a little bit more and a little bit more until it's just water with brown food coloring in it. And just ease it out of their system and pretend like it never happened. If they ask anything, be like, "Oh yeah, our water always comes out a little brown. It's fine. We're
not good.
It's recycled water."
What's your one guy's name? Your outhouse?
Huh? Oh, was it
Clive?
Clive, yeah. We use the water from Clive.
Oh God, no!
I don't even know how we get that.
John, before
I don't
you
know what
answer,
I do
have
on
a
that
question.
one.
Did you know? Did you notice any of the participants exceptionally excitable or jumpy or twitchy?
Well, then, I mean, if you haven't had caffeine and then all of a sudden you throw it into your system, things are going to be different. It was across the board. We had people with headaches. We had people with mounds of energy. We had people. Here's what we did. Absolutely nothing.
That was basically right.
It's out there. It's specifically labeled coffee. It's a hospitality piece. And if that is the hospitality that they choose, absolutely fine. It did catch me off guard.
Somewhere.
Knowing the religious background of this group to see that happening. But, people practice their faith in different ways.
I will admit.
I did nothing.
Somewhere, Matt Baumhart is listening to this. And he, the king of hosted ministries, and he's just yes, that's amazing. Just sit back, drink a beer, and watch the show. That's what you do.
I want him, Matt Baumhart. I need you to comment on this episode, or send us a message,
or
about what you
call our voicemail,
or call our voicemail.
Oh my gosh, Matt, call the voicemail,
please. I feel like that could be a rabbit hole. Let us know what you would have done in that situation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Matt Baumhart, for everybody who's listening, is the former director of operations for Briarwood in Texas, and he is had just an immense amount of experience in the hospitality industry. The stories this man, we need to get him on this podcast. The stories this man has. I tell you what, eventually, whenever we do like a R-rated version of like this one time at summer camp, the one time at summer camp at night.
Yeah.
Episode, Matt has to be the guest star on that one. That man has stories.
Some of them are like X-rated.
All right, guys.
Such
John, thank you for the trilogy of short stories.
That was good.
That was really good. I loved that. I think
Way to think on your feet, guys. Good job.
I think it is a blessing that we all three of us never worked together at the same camp.
Oh man, we should though.
That would be a lot of fun. Can you imagine that?
We'd last a month. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed listening to this amazing episode. If you would like to hear your story, or you want to get a shout out, or you want to hear something happening, there's multiple ways to get in touch with us. You can email us at this number one time at summercamp@gmail.com. You can get us on Facebook. That is actually probably the easiest way to get a hold of us, because we all check that a lot more frequently and we get notifications on it. So give us a message on Facebook or comment or do something. You can, this is my new favorite thing, you can call a phone number and leave a voicemail for us. The number is 262-885-1551. And I'm going to guess, because he would have probably immediately texted us and told us, Jeff, we have not gotten a voicemail yet.
No, we challenged someone, I won't say his name because I'm upset about it, to call our voicemail if he listens, and he didn't call.
It's because he doesn't listen.
I
told you.
I'm really
I
upset.
told you he doesn't listen. It's very sad. All right, let's see. I know some people listen, though. I'm going to challenge two people. Hannah Schwieger and Kyle Rydell.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening, these are two friends of mine, two former coworkers. If you're listening, I want you to call this voicemail. If you do, John will eat he'll take a bite out of a raw onion on the podcast.
No, he has to eat
it like an apple.
He has to eat like the sweetest cake in the world.
That's way too mean.
That's rude. We've all seen that.
I forgot about the carrot.
That's been done, Jeff.
Oh my gosh. No, genuinely, I want to see him eat a raw onion like an apple.
I could do it.
And throughout the course of the episode, he'll continue to eat it. And by the end of the episode, he'll be done.
Okay, what type of onion?
I'm gonna go with I'll help you out. A white onion.
Okay.
What?
A white one?
A white onion. All right, y'all. We also have something special lined up. I'm not going to give too many details yet, but everybody should mark their calendars for the evening of November 6th.
What?
November 6th?
November 6th. Something special is going to happen on November 6th, y'all. It is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. We'll kind of be eking out and hinting at some more things of what it's going to look like, but we are going to have you know what, Jeff, why don't you give a hint here? Why don't you give us a little taste of what's to come?
Do we want to tell them what it is, or should we wait on that still?
I don't know. You know what, screw it, guys, we are going to be doing,
just tell them. We've teased it before.
We're going to be doing a live episode, right?
Ooh.
I have no idea what this is going to look like.
Live
Jeff
bait.
is the one doing this, so I don't even know the details to give it to you yet, but we're doing a live episode. It's going to be awesome. Get ready for all the things that don't get edited out.
Mostly more comments from me.
Yeah.
John!
This is what I'm talking about. The live episode is going to be different. We might have some more surprises lined up for our live episode. We'll let you guys know. All right. Gentlemen, anything else to add before we sign off?
Yeah, I want to say
Go
one more
vote.
thing. Doing the hot chocolate and coffee is actually low key amazing. I do it all the time at camp. It's a camp mocha. You just fill up
Oh
some
yeah.
hot chocolate in
Yeah.
your coffee. Oh, so good.
It's too sweet for me. I like just like regular like black coffee. So
But it just changes it
and I
up, you
don't.
know? Because at
I
camp, like, you don't get, like, you never have the nice cream or anything in there. Like, it's black coffee. And to change it up, a little variety, you just do some hot cocoa in there and then camp mocha.
okay, maybe you didn't have the nice cream or something. I gave the kitchen staff my creamer and said, well, whenever I went to get my coffee, I want to be like kitchen worker people like, oh, and you walk over and like give me my little like creme brulee one, and be like, there you go. It's delicious. But normally I just drink it black. Cool, y'all. All right, John. Any final words?
Go vote.
Go vote, indeed. Wow.
What
Wait,
he
wait.
said.
Be an educated voter. Get out there, make your voice heard. If you can't vote yet, your time is coming.
And encourage other people to.
Yeah, please do.
All right, y'all. With that responsible note, my name is Aaron. That's John. That's Jeff. We'll see y'all next week.
Wait,
Bye.
I'm John.
Yeah, I'm John.